Kenyan athletes there doing what they do best. And now joining us live from the Kasarani Stadium where that competition is underway is our reporter, sports reporter Lynn Washira. Now Lynn, a very good afternoon, and it seems our athletes have had a very good day in office. Should we start celebrating yet?
Good afternoon. Of course, it's too early to celebrate. I do remember that Kenya's chances of winning, of bagging its first gold medal went up the flames last evening, where, of course, Ethiopia beat Kenya to the gold in the 3,000 meters of women flat race. So, yes, I will say we can celebrate, but it's still too early to celebrate. But of course, as you have seen there, the Kenyan athletes did put up a good show this morning with all the athletes in the 3,000 meters men's race flat and the 800 meters race, making it to the next round. But do remember that these are races which are Kenyan specialities. However, the 3,000 meters men flat, we will also be having an Ethiopian as the favorite going into the finals, looking at how they posted times today. And if you ask me, it's a slow day at Kasarani by Kenyan standards, because there will be no final in the afternoon where we have a serious Kenyan contender. There's no expectation for a gold medal or for a medal of any kind this afternoon, because the race of the events that will be going into the final rounds this afternoon is the girls javelin, the boys shot put, and the 400 meters hurdles for women. And do remember that the Kenyan athletes who are representing the country in the 400 meters of women hurdles did not qualify to the next round. But we also have an interesting story that we are following up for you. Do stay with us, because we'll be giving you details. We had a Kenyan athlete, Vivian Cheptoo, who is very distraught because she failed to compete in the discus throw last evening because she was late. Her coach was supposed to take her to the call room on time. That has not happened, and the 17-year-old Vivian Cheptoo has not received any explanation from the Kenyan officials. And really, at a time when Kenya is struggling to find athletes who are doing well in the field events for this to be happening, it's quite unfortunate. That's a story we'll be following up for you. Of course, the girl is distraught. We spoke to the mother, who traveled all the way from Sotik to come watch her compete, and that did not happen. That's one of the stories that we will be following up for you. And just to remind you, this event will be running, of course, from it started yesterday and will be running all through to Sunday. And for any athletics fan who want to show up at the stadium, entry is free of charge. So do come and celebrate, and of course support and cheer Kenyan athletes who are just under 18 years and could be the next world beaters.
Lynn, two final questions. One, in football, there is the issue to do with home advantage. Does it apply in athletics? And the president yesterday announced that there is no going to be entry fees to that particular venue. Has that improved attendance?
Well, Yusuf, for sure, during the opening ceremony, President Uhuru Kenyatta declared the event free of charge. That hasn't exactly improved the attendance, because, as I told you earlier, the day is a slow day by Kenyan standards. We do have races where Kenya is expected to win medals in the afternoon session. That is, however, attendance is not so bad. And just to note is that World Under 18 Championships generally do not attract so many fans. These are young athletes who are not known to anybody, so we don't really quite have big names that can draw huge crowds to the stadium. But the event has continued to, of course, gain interest. There are so many people asking about the event. There are so many people who want to turn up, and of course, attendance is expected to improve going into the weekend. That is Saturday and Sunday, which is the final day of the event. Today, fans have been trickling in, probably I would say tens, not in hundreds. And to answer your second question about home advantage, of course, home advantage is expected to count a lot when it comes to the Kenyan athletes. However, that's not all. There has to be a lot of course, training that will be going into translating into good results. Of course, the Kenyan specialty races being the middle distance races, where Ethiopia and Ugandan athletes will of course be exerting a lot of pressure on the Kenyan athletes. So it's not expected to be a smooth ride, but the home advantage is expected to play out for the Kenyan team. But remember, the Kenyan team is under pressure to retain the overall title won by the Kenyan team that took part in the previous edition 2 years ago. Yusuf?
Thanks, Lynn, for that. Of course, we wish our athletes there all the best as they carry the Kenyan flag high. And of course, that was Lynn Washira coming to us all the way from Kasarani.